Hello, I'm making this video on Friday, June the 13th, 2025. And this is for the blue storm wave spell. So things are happening very quickly at the moment, and I'm sure you're all experiencing this in some way. Things are really starting to shift on the planet. And so that often is impacting us as individuals, and it's a real test of the blue storm. So, just to change my blue tack here, I haven't done it yet today. Okay, so we began blue storm, which is the 19th mind sign. Planet is Pluto. It's a planetary tribe of human evolution, which means on July 26th, every year we go into one of the planetary evolutionary tribes, which is Red Moon, White Wizard, Blue Storm, and Yellow Seed. So if you are one of these energies, your energy is about planetary evolution on a personal level as well. We're currently in the 13-year cycle of White Wizard, which began back in 2019, and we're currently in a blue storm year. We're in a year 6, blue rhythmic storm. I just had a aha moment about that, actually. So I've just done somebody's chart, and she's a blue rhythmic storm. Okay, so it began 2 days ago. So today we're on Friday the 13th. So on Wednesday the 11th, it began right on the full moon in Sagittarius, which is quite intense. And that was also in the 4th 20-day process, which is all about being self-existing. And so today we are on the 3rd day, as I said. I was hoping to do it actually on the day, but lots of things going on. So we're now going into the 5th 20-day process. And so 1 is magnetic, it's what we're attracting. 2 is lunar, it's a new story, learning about the emotions, lunar, the mother story. And electric is about combining these 2 energies to create alchemy. So what's coming in, and then so you set an intention at that point, and you see what you're attracting in for your cosmic evolution on a personal level. And then the next step is to focus on the emotional story and see how that is creating the attraction and the old ancestral pattern. And remember, Red Dragon, which is the start of every 20-day cycle, is all about what the Great Mother is bringing us for our cosmic evolution, and the planet is Neptune. And Neptune, of course, has gone in to Aries on the 5th day of this cycle. This whole big cycle began on the 25th of March, and Neptune going into Aries, Saturn in Aries, this whole thing being about Aries, new beginnings, new stories coming in, and letting go of the delusions and illusions so that we can start to really create something new now, new beginnings on planet Earth through us. The fourth 20-day and the fourth of every 13-day process is about becoming self-existing. So we let go of codependency and we stand in our own power so that we can create with other people, but we're not codependent on them. So there's no power tripping going on. This is huge, of course, at this time. And things are really being compressed now, so we can see where the power imbalances are. So when we do a 20-day cycle on self-existing, which we have just completed, we've been able to see whether we are self-existing or not. And sometimes that's quite a shock to find out facts about things that maybe we hadn't really understood or we weren't ready to understand, or an awareness that something is very different to how we originally imagined it to be. And really the only way that we can do this is through experiential learning and living, which is why we're here, a human being a spiritual being having a human being experience. Which, once we start getting engaged with things, then we see where we really are rather than where we think we are. And often our mind can trick us as to where we are and what is actually happening for us. So we've been going through that process for 20 days. And so just notice that, what's been coming up for you at that time. And now we're going into the fifth. And the fifth is the overtone. So we're looking back over all of this and saying, okay, what have I still got to master here? That's what overtone's really about. How am I self-existing? How am I not self-existing? What takes me out of my center? What events, what people, what circumstances, what old stories are still playing now? And how can I change that on an inner level? That's the most important thing, because our emotions, our emotional body is actually what's creating our reality. It's our vibrational body. It's where we truly are in terms of that energetic pattern. And when we can be still and calm and at peace, no matter what's going on around us, very, very important right now. It shows us how far we've come on working on ourselves on an inner world. Our fight, flight, freeze, and our amygdala that's still holding these old stories. And then how we go to the next level, goes to the next step, and how we recognize, oh, here I am back in this situation again. And what am I here to learn this time? How comfortable do I feel? How safe do I feel? Absolutely core stuff at the moment on the planet as we go through these huge patterns. So today is Red Electric Dragon, and we're really focusing on setting an intention for the next 20 days. Now, this is my wave spell. It's part of the 52-day process of the Skywalker. And so there's lots of information to factor in depending on where you are. So the Red Skywalker is the second 52-day process. It follows on from Red Dragon. So Red Dragon was all about awakening to our survival issues. Now we've become very aware of that. We then go into the white, which is all about refinement. How we refine that information and how we look for the truth and how we take action. Because Skywalker is Mars, it's about taking action at this time. So things that are happening at the moment, Jupiter's gone into Cancer, so that's a very beautiful energy, and it's also very key to the overtone because it is about mastery. It's about how do we expand our current situation? How do we go to the next level? And so in Cancer, it's all about the fourth house. It's about the family. It's about how we nurture ourselves. It's going to bring up all those challenges as well around not doing what our ancestors did that was harmful to them, because there's a lot of those programs that are still running right now. And so we've also got, let's just have a look with the solstice. We've got the solstice coming up as well. Now, where I am, it's actually Friday evening of the 20th, Eastern time in Florida. And so again, depending on how you view that, usually the solstice is like, the morning light that's coming through on the 21st, we're going to go for, even though the exact time is on the Friday. So here we are on the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. 18th is a really big day. Jupiter and Neptune are going to be square exactly. And that is on White World Bridger Day. So that is integrating the previous cycle of White World Bridger. And number 8. So we are now in the blue cycle and we're integrating the World Bridger. What old worlds do we need to leave behind? Then we have got 18th, 19th, 20th. So that is the actual timing of the solstice, literally on the Friday night here. And that is a portal day, as you can see, a DNA day. And that is Yellow Planetary Star, which is Venus. And then we've got Red Spectral Moon is the day on the 21st. And this is my Mayan day on the 9th. So this is how we go to the next level. It's also a clear sign. Check out my flowwithjo.com, and I have lots of articles on there about 13 clear signs. This is the only number 9 on there. And basically, how I perceive this to be is about we can go to the next level when we heal our amygdala stories, our trauma, our triggers. This is what allows us to stay calm and focus on our next steps, something that's very important right now and can be very, very challenging because often we are experiencing core issues, family issues, tribal issues, lots of issues going on around that right now. Can we stay here? Do we have to go somewhere else? Big news happening in the US around that. And everywhere, really. Again, if you look at repeating patterns of this time, civil war, repeating patterns in our lifetime as well, politically, things that still haven't been healed on an individual basis. So on a collective basis, people are going to get involved because they feel their survival is under threat. And this is why it's so important to do this work. So to be a Skywalker, this is what it means to actually do this healing work. Now we've got so here we are on, let's see, I said, So that's the 21st. So then we've got the 22nd and the 23rd. This actually runs to. And it finishes on Blue Cosmic Monkey. So healing our childhood issues and maturing Venus. Maturation. This is what this whole system is about. So we are in this white refining space, and within that, we are in that small 13-day process of blue storm, which connects to the year that we are in on the planet. And I hadn't realized that until I started doing this. So this is big. Card for today, we have got Red Serpent, which is all about our relationships and our Kundalini. And it's the next 52-day process that we're going to go into because it's in the Blue Castle. And it's huge because I'll just show you, it's easy to show you. So we're preparing for this, which is 10 galactic portal days, activation days, Akashic record days. So we're going to be repeating some big stories there, as we do over and over again. And the more you can become aware of this yourself, that what your stories are, that's the most important thing, because that's the only thing that you can change is yourself. And by doing that, you change the world. So the cards that I drew today, so I've got 2 5 cards, which is Mastering Worry, 5 of Discs, and also 5 of Wands, which is Strife. So again, overtone mastery, this is what we're in, this 20-day cycle. And how do we do that? By doing the work. So not only do we have to focus on healing, then we have to take action to start doing something that aligns with creating harmony out of chaos. And sometimes we have to go through quite a lot of chaos in order to get to that place. And then we have the worry and the strife. And that's not very pleasant. But it's like giving birth to a child. We're rebirthing ourselves. There's a long time of not knowing how long it's going to take and not knowing when the next contraction is going to come and the pain that comes with that when the body takes over. And eventually there's an outcome. So we just got to keep going through that process, that birthing process, and being as grounded and in our center as we possibly can, being in the eye of the storm. And that really is where we're at. And again, if you look at that number 5, just love it. Once you get into these systems, you know, they are so supportive and so helpful. And that's what they were designed for, to help us navigate through this time. So, magical tip for this time is learn emotional freedom technique. It will help you navigate anything. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have to go through hardships. We actually absolutely are on this journey at this time. It's what we signed up for. It's not the easiest time to be a human being on the planet. It's the end of cycles of the past. So it is going to be groundbreaking. It is going to be fire starting. It is going to be letting things go, letting things dissolve. Our mind often wants to keep doing the same old, especially if we've got trauma. It will try and navigate us through something that may not feel as challenging, isn't going to challenge us as much, but that is not the way. That is not the way now. Not if you want to liberate yourself, not if you want to become free. We have to go back over and over and over the ground that we've already traveled. We have to do that in order to understand it. And every time you do that, you do go to a deeper level. It's good to create space every day, wherever possible, to connect to the source, the goddess, however you do that, whether it's in a traditional meditation, whether it's in a specific meditation, whether it's in a walking meditation or out in nature. It's also very important to clear energetically, emotionally, and tapping will give you that. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. There's loads of free stuff there online. I'm doing a workshop on the solstice at my home in Naples, in-person small group. So if you'd like to come and you're ready to do this emotional work with a small group of people, please contact me in the link below. I'm passionate about sharing this. I know it is life-changing, and I know it is so important this time. So the magical download that I had today was about creating a new Mayan Zolkin calendar template. And I'm not sure how to do this right now. So if you know about anything to do with this, all I want to do really is just do a overlay for people with their personal codes. And so please do get in touch. I did make this originally, but it's a very long time ago when I made it. And I know it's very beneficial to make it as well, because when you make something, you go through the process in doing it and you learn so much. At the moment, I'm a bit stretched for time because I've got a lot of things. Things are just compressing really quickly for me now. So anyway, it'll be whatever it will be. And if you want a journal as well for Blue Storm, please do get in touch with me. And I'm working on it at the moment. Again, lots of things happened. Can only do so many things in a day. And yeah, I'm a human being, as are we all. So lots of love to you at this time. And just focus on being really practical and grounded. Look at what is taking you out of your center, because this is the key that will set you free. Lots of love. See you soon.